What would you do if you lost the love of your life after 55 years? My parents were married for 55 years. One morning, my mom was going downstairs to make breakfast for my dad. Suddenly, she had a heart attack and collapsed. My father, in a desperate panic, picked her up as best he could and rushed her to his truck. He drove as fast as he could, running red lights and ignoring traffic. But when they reached the hospital, it was too late. She was gone. At her funeral, my father barely spoke. His eyes were vacant, lost. He didn't shed many tears. That night, we gathered with him, surrounded by a deep sense of grief and longing. We shared stories, trying to remember the good times. Eventually, he turned to my brother, a theologian, and asked where Mom might be now. My brother spoke gently, sharing his thoughts on the afterlife and where our mother's soul might rest. My father listened intently. Then, out of nowhere, he asked, "Can you take me to the cemetery?" "Dad, it's 11 at night. We can't go right now," we replied, surprised. His voice grew firm, his eyes glassy with emotion. "Please don't argue with the man who just lost his wife of 55 years. We fell silent. There was no arguing, so we took him. When we arrived, we asked the night guards for permission to enter, and with a flashlight in hand, we made our way to her grave. My father knelt beside her tomb, gently caressing the stone. He prayed, his children watching in silence. The moment was heavy with meaning. Then, softly, he began to speak. "No one can understand true love until they've shared a life with someone for 55 years, he said, his voice breaking. "We were together through everything. I changed jobs. We moved when we sold our house. We celebrated when our children succeeded, and we mourned the loss of loved ones. We prayed together in hospital waiting rooms and supported each other through pain. Every Christmas, we held each other close, and we forgave each other's mistakes." He paused, wiping his face. "She's gone now, and I'm happy. Do you know why? Because she left before me. She didn't have to go through the agony of burying me, of being left alone. I thank God for that. I loved her so much, I couldn't bear the thought of her suffering." By the time he finished, my brothers and I were in tears. We hugged him tightly, but it was him who comforted us. "It's okay," he said, his voice calm. "We can go home. It's been a good day." That night, I learned the true meaning of love. It goes beyond romance or passion. It's about commitment, care, and enduring every challenge together. True love is what happens when two people dedicate their lives to each other, no matter what life brings. Peace to your hearts.